Chris, and in this biology video, we're going to take a look at the process of transcription. Transcription is a process that takes place in the nucleus of the cell where your DNA gets transcribed into RNA. Now, in this process, there's an important thing to understand beyond just the base pairings. The base pairings are what we call the pairings of each of these bases to their corresponding partner, but we have to keep in mind the direction. So this is a typical kind of question that we would see in a lot of biology classes, or maybe even on a standardized test, something like the MCAT. In a bio-based question, oftentimes you'll be given a strand of DNA with a particular sequence of nucleotides, and you'll be asked to pick the answer choice that shows the corresponding strand of RNA that would be transcribed from that DNA. So one important thing to understand about direction is that the way that transcription takes place, the RNA and the DNA will be anti-parallel to one another, which basically means that they run in opposite directions. So here, if this is the 5' end of your DNA strand, and this is the 3' end, which refers to the carbon that is attached to each nucleotide in the sequence, then for your RNA, this will be your 3' end, and this will be your 5' end over here. So that's step one, is making sure we understand the direction. And when transcription takes place, the actual direction that it takes place in, it takes place 5' to 3'. So if you were asked a question that required you to know which way you start, you always start at the 5' end, and transcription would take place in this direction, 5' to 3', which is unique because it's not left to right just the way you look at it on the page, but you do have to pay attention to where you're starting from so that you understand inside the cell where that actual process is beginning. Now, the other thing that we need to know for transcription is what each nucleotide will pair up with. What are the correct base pairs? So for DNA, when you're just copying DNA, you have A pairs up with T, and you have C pairs up with G. And the reason I used 2 lines here for AT and 3 lines for CG is because that represents the number of hydrogen bonds in between each base pair, which is something that we'll talk about in a few of our further videos. So here, when A is bound to T, there are 2 hydrogen bonds holding them together, and when C is bound to G, it's bound by 3 hydrogen bonds holding that pair together. Now for RNA, the only difference for RNA is that instead of T, we have U as our 4th nucleotide. So we would have A paired with U, and we would have C paired with G. So that's the only difference between RNA and DNA, is the difference of U versus T in those base pairings. So if we wanted to fill in the corresponding pairs for each one, here for A would be base paired with U, C is base paired with G for both of those, A again is paired with U, T is paired with A, G is paired with C, A is paired with U, A is paired with U, and C is paired with G. So this would be the RNA strand that we have after transcribing this DNA strand. Now be very careful in your answer choices, because a lot of times teachers and standardized tests will list answer choices in different order in terms of the 5' and 3' ends. So be careful which is which, because the correct answer choice for this could be written as the 5' end first, which means you would have to start from here, and that would be G, U, U, C, A, U, G, G, U, and then the 3' end. Or it could be written exactly as we see it here. If they show the 3' end first, we would have U, G, G, U, A, C, U, U, G, and then the 5'. And so we want to just make sure that we're very careful which way the answer choice is written. If they show the 5' end first, the correct answer is going to look like this. If they show the 3' end first, the correct answer is going to look like this. And hopefully that example makes sense and allows us to understand how to go through the process of transcription when we have to transcribe a segment of RNA from a corresponding segment of DNA. If you have further questions, please visit our website at sandersontestprep.com, and you can watch more of our biology videos on STP TV. Thanks for watching.